Hi beautiful, welcome to my channel. In today's video we are going to be reviewing the Natasha Denona Circo Loco palette. This palette I was so conflicted about when I first saw it online, and now that I've seen it in person and once I try it, I cannot wait to tell you everything about it. I am super excited to get into this palette, to get into the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe before you leave, and let's go ahead and get started. Before I dive right into the palette, I have a few things to say, and the first one is thank you all so much from the bottom of my heart for 50,000 subscribers. This is a huge milestone and I want to send each and every one of you a huge kiss and a thank you. Again, this is just such a huge milestone and I cannot thank you guys enough for all of the love and support that you give me and that you give each other. I love that this community is so wonderful and loving. I love the way that you guys interact not only with me but with each other in the comments of my videos. And yeah, I just love you guys so much and I am so thankful that you all are here. The second thing I wanted to say is that everything I'm using in this video will be linked down in the description box of this video. A really huge way in which you guys help my channel is by shopping through my link. So if you're interested in the palette or anything else that I am wearing, please make sure to check the description box of this video and shop through my links. And the third and last thing I wanted to say before we get started is that the new REPHR brush collection is going to be launching on the 20th, and I'm going to be using these brushes for the first time in this video. They'll not only be launching, but the set will have a discount, and some other core items from REPHR brushes are going to be in the concept store at a discounted price March 20th. I'm of course also going to be leaving you my REPHR link down below in case you guys want to sign up for early access to the concept store sale or are interested in any of the brushes. Alright, I'm done with the announcements now. Thank you again so much for 50,000 subscribers. Cannot believe it. Let's get started with this palette. As you guys can see, I did my base and my eyebrows. So I'm bronze blushed highlighter. I have a base on, eyebrows on, and we are going to be playing with this beautiful Circo Loco palette today. And I'm planning on doing two different eye looks, one on each eye. Now I do promise you that I will have more looks coming with this palette. I'm also thinking of doing a 5 looks one palette with this one because it seems like a very fun palette to me. So I think that I want to get creative and come out with even more looks for you guys in case you are interested in purchasing this palette yourself. Take a look at what this new Natasha Denona palette looks like. The outside has a really nice colorful look to it, and this comes in the standard plastic packaging from Natasha Denona. This was one of her $129 palettes, not the midi palettes. I definitely wish she would have come out with this palette in a midi size because those are definitely my favorite price wise. And here's what the inside looks like. As you can see, lots and lots of beautiful vibrant colors in this palette. When I first saw it online, I was a little bit all over the place with like whether or not I thought I was going to like it because it seemed like a little bit of an overwhelming palette for me. However, once I opened it today, for some reason in person it just hit different. I immediately saw how beautiful this palette actually is, and I honestly think I'm going to really like it, and I'm going to be able to get creative with it and come out with very nice different colorful looks that you guys can recreate. For reference, my first impressions on this one were even better than my first impressions on the Triochrome palette by Natasha Denona. This one for some reason inspires me a lot more than that one did. And let me go ahead and just show you guys the swatches. I first swatched it just once so you can see what it looks like just with one pass, and then I went back and did a couple more just to like fix it or intensify it. We're going to start with the top row, and the first shade is the color Firework, which is a really beautiful matte orangey shade. The second shade is Razzle Dazzle, and it is a beautiful shimmery burgundy shade. This one and all of the metallics in this palette swatch like an absolute dream. The one disappointing shade in this palette so far is Acrobat, which is the middle color in the first row, and it's because it looks like a really beautiful intense teal color on the pan, but once you swatch it, it is like an ocean blue at best. Then we have the color Snow Cone, which is a freaking dream of a shimmer minty shade. And lastly, the color Cotton Candy, which is going to be a very nice transition shade for this palette. Second row, we start with the color Electric. This first swatch, immediately amazing, and this color is so nice and intense. Then we have the color Green, which is a beautiful shimmer gold with a hint of green to it. In the middle, we have the color Cannon, which is like an orangey copper shade. It's a bit more orangey than true copper would be, but very beautiful. Then we have the color Flip, which is a beautiful medium toned teal. And lastly, the color Fun Time, which is kind of like a satin shade, but I think it comes across more on the matte side. Really nice and buttery. And it can also be used as a transition shade, which is nice because this palette has such a big amount of shimmer shades. Last row, we have the color Spiral, which is a beautiful shimmery orange shade. The color Magic went on so patchy at first, and in fact I tried to fix it afterwards and it was still a little patchy. Now this specific tone of matte purple shade is really hard to make. I have yet to find one that I'm like super in love with. I haven't tried it on my eyes, and I'm really hoping that on my eyes it doesn't look this patchy, but it is such a beautiful shade. I really hope that it works out on the eyelid. Middle shade is the color Aerialist, which is a beautiful shimmer silver with a little bit of a hint of purple. Then we have the color Act, which is the deepest, most rich and intense purple shade. And last but not least, the color Joker, which is a beautiful mid-tone peach. Alright, I got the camera a little bit closer to my face, and let's just go ahead and get started trying out these shades. I think I'm going to start with this eye. And the first color I'm going to use is the color Cotton Candy, which is this light pinky shade right here. I'm using the new REPHR number 27 brush, and I'm just going to put this color on the crease of my eye. I do have the Mario eyeshadow base on, just so that you guys know, and this color is really nice and pigmented for the tone of pink that it is, and it definitely works wonders as a transition shade. Honestly, so far, so good. I think I'm going with the same brush to get a little bit of the color Fun Time right here. Fun Tomime. I am so sorry. I was saying that shade color wrong. Fun Tomime. If I could just read, right? That would be nice. I'm going to put it right here on the crease area also, but more towards the inner part of the eye. That minty color is nice right there. I like it. A little bit more pink. This looks like a cotton candy dream so far. I really like that. I'm going in with the, I want to try this brush. I'm going in with the REPHR number 26 brush, and I want to try the color Joker right over here. And I'm going to be putting it on the outer corner of my eye. Very nicely pigmented shade, and this brush I really like so far. It's kind of blending it up a little bit with its little tip, which is helpful. A little bit more right there. Blending it upwards a little bit. I'm back with my first brush. I'm just going to diffuse it into the crease area a little more. Okay, Miss Natasha. Honestly, so far, so good. I'm going to take my brush number 28 from REPHR, and I'm going into the color Snow Cone right here. I'm going to put it on my eyelid, on the beginning part of my eyelid here. Wow, very pigmented right away. And make it meet with the pink, but not blend it into the pink, because I want to use a bit of a transition shade in between those two. You guys, I didn't have to wet this brush or the color or anything. Like, this is just beautiful pigment. I'm going to use the color Razzle Dazzle. Yeah, I'm gonna use it. Or should I mix it? I'm gonna use it. Razzle Dazzle, other side of that same flat brush. I'm not gonna grab much of it though. And we're gonna put it right here in between those two shades and blend it forward into the minty shade. And now, since I have a little bit left of the minty shade on this side of the brush, I'm going to flip it and I'm going to blend it back into the pink. And now we have a nice transition there. Now I feel like I want to make this pink on the outer corner be a little higher. So I'm going back with the 26 brush in the color Joker right here. And I'm going to just make it go higher on the crease of my eye. And back with my fluffy brush, I'm blending it. Okay, I went ahead and made that pink a lot higher just because, I don't know, I like this shape of eyeshadow better. Here is what things are looking like so far. With a little bit more of the color Joker on the tip of my 26 brush, we're going to start right here underneath my eyes just to like blend that color back and forth. And then with my REPHR number 13 and the color Cotton Candy, we're going to diffuse that shade. I'm going to use my pink eyeliner from Fenty in my waterline. This is the one that's called Cute Thing. And I think for my inner corner, I'm going to do a little bit more of Snow Cone because I was going to do Aerialist, which is the silver shade, but they're honestly like the same tone. It's not necessarily lighter than Snow Cone, so I might as well just stick to this one. Okay, so this is the first look right here before we put on any mascara. Honestly, no complaints about pigmentation, blendability. This is just the standard amazing Natasha Denona formula. And I like the look, pretty colorful, nice and like a minty pink type of thing. Let me see what we can come up with for the second look. But first I think I'm going to just put mascara on this one. I tried the Real Magnet mascara the other day and I really liked it. I've definitely heard mixed reviews on it. My friend Annie tried it and she said that like it didn't build up right away, which she's used to, but I don't know. I tried it the other day and to me it didn't take too long to build up, and at the same time it was very long lasting. It gave my lashes a lot of definition, which I'm really into because I don't like my lashes to clump together. I feel like it gives each hair its like own space. And this is kind of like the first coat without like dipping it a second time, which to me is not bad. It's definitely like maybe not as volumizing as my Pat McGrath Dark Star mascara. However, if you have trouble with your lashes like getting clumpy easily, this might be a good option for you because I know that the Dark Star can sometimes be a little bit too much. So something that will separate your lashes better might be a better option for you. Something else that I like about this one is that it's not super messy. Like usually I get mascara on the crease of my eye a lot, and with this one, see, it didn't even happen. All right, here's the first look, fully done, mascara and all. I like it. Let's see what we can do for this eye. We're gonna look real crazy by the end of this video, okay? But it's okay. I definitely have to try this color for my first impressions on the palette because it seemed like the color that just gave me a little bit of trouble. I do think I'm going to start with the color Cotton Candy on my crease again though, because if I want to use the color Magic, this is going to be a good transition color for it. I am making it all the way in this time with it, just blending it back and forth with my number 27 brush. I switched to my REPHR number 1 and I'm going to get that color Magic. Please be good, please be good, don't be patchy. That's all I'm asking from you. Okay, let's see, I pressed it on first and now I'm going to see if I can blend it into that pink. I'm a little nervous, I'm a little nervous. I am barely touching my skin right now because I really want it to blend into the pink. So I'm trying to be extremely light-handed so that it blends out. I do think I'm somewhat succeeding, okay? I grabbed a little bit of Cotton Candy on this same brush just because I want to go over the edges to blend it. I mixed Magic with Cotton Candy on my brush, just tapped it back and forth, and I'm going back with that mixture over everything. I'm over here like I really want this purple color to succeed, okay? We want it to be successful because we like the shade. Okay, now I grabbed more Magic on the same number 1 brush on its own. So far this one's okay. You see it looks a little patchy in some spots, but honestly it could be a lot worse. Back with my big brush and more Cotton Candy. We're going to go through the edges. I started right here at the beginning because this is where I want to have the most pink. And then I'm blending it back. I think I'm just going to tap the edges instead of trying to blend it, and maybe this will work better. I think that is as good as we are going to get with it. I'm not mad at it. I want to try the color Acrobat, so I have it on my REPHR number 3 brush, and I'm just going to see if I can put it right underneath here. Just back and forth, blending it on the outer third of my eye. I really wish that color was a little bit more intense. If you want to make this eye look simpler, just put the purple at the bottom as well. I just really wanted to try that shade, so that's what I'm doing. Okay, I'm going in with my REPHR number 28 brush and the color Aerialist. And let me just finish the top of the eye because I'm still not sure what I want to do with the bottom. I might take that teal shade off. And see, this kind of pewtery silver shade has a bit of a purple undertone, which I think makes it perfect for this palette. Look at how beautiful that shimmer is. Same brush and a little bit of the color Act. And we're going to pack it in the middle of those two as a transition shade. Okay, that is very pretty. I'm going to take off the teal. I wanted to try it just to see how like it actually shows up on the eye, but I don't think it's for this look. We're going to save that one for a different look. Once I do the 5 looks 1 palette, I now know what it looks like on the eyes. I want this look to be something different though. We definitely don't have to try every single colorful shade together just because the palette has them. I took the teal off and I'm going back with my REPHR number 3 brush, but I'm going to get the color Act with it. And I'm going to just swipe that color underneath my eye with my REPHR number 3 brush all the way in. Make it meet with the top right here on the outer corner. And back with my REPHR number 13 and the color Cotton Candy, we are going to diffuse the purple. And for the inner corner, I'm just going to do a little bit more Aerialist because again, we don't really have a lighter shade. At least not one that will go with all this purple. For my waterline, I'm going to use Perpetrator, also from Fenty. These are definitely my go-tos for any pink or purple looks. Okay, this is what we're looking like. Let me go ahead and put on my mascara and I'll be right back. I'm back with my mascara on, and this right here is the final second look with this Circo Loco palette from Natasha Denona. Take a look at it on its own in case the other eye is distracting. I know sometimes I get distracted if it's like too much color. And then of course this eye right here. I'm going to do a very nude lip that I'm hoping will go with everything. The lipstick color is called I Create from L'Oreal, and let's talk about this palette. Definitely a surprising palette for me because again, I feel like my eyes were a little bit too distracted when I looked at pictures online, and I honestly didn't know if I was going to love it or hate it. Turns out I actually really like it. I'm not sure if I love it yet because I haven't tried all of the shades, but what I tried today I really loved. Everything was fantastic and very high performing throughout the board except for 2 colors. Color number 1, this one right here, which is called Acrobat. As you can see, it looks like a beautiful dark teal shade on the pan, but once you actually swatch it, it loses some of its green quality and it looks more to me on the blue side rather than teal. However, performance-wise, it is really nice and smooth and even. I did not use it today, as you saw. I took it off because to me it was a bit too contrasting with the purple, but I can't wait to use it once I do my 5 looks 1 palette video and see what looks I can come up with using the color. It's not a bad color, it's just I expected it to be a little bit darker and a little bit like a true dark teal, rather than like a medium toned blue with a hint of green. Like it doesn't look truly teal to me for some reason. Correct me if I am wrong. And then the other color that you have to kind of be aware of is this color Magic right here, which is the one that I have on my outer corner and crease area on this look right here. As you can see, it is a beautiful tone of purple. I really love the tone of it, but I did have to be very careful when blending it out because I didn't want it to look patchy, and I ended up being successful, I think, at like making it look nice. But again, I did have to be a little bit extra careful with it because I wanted it to look nice and blend nice into other colors. By the way, look at how nicely it's swatched on the back of my hand now. So these 2 colors are just kind of like be aware. One does not look like the pan, the other one you just have to be a little careful with it. But every single other shade in this palette is exactly what you would expect from it, if not like better than you would expect it. Like the rest of the shades in here are so pigmented, so blendable, so intense, so rich. I absolutely love them. I definitely like this palette more than the Triochrome palette, and I feel like the Triochrome looked like it would be an easier palette to wear, but I feel like I have a harder time coming up with looks for the Triochrome palette than I do with this one. I do think maybe some of the shades would complement each other if you're truly into colorful eyeshadows. Having those two palettes and combining some shades together would be nice, because this one is mostly shimmers and that other one is mostly mattes. So overall, do I recommend this palette? If you are a colorful eyeshadow lover, then yes, definitely go for it, get it. You are going to really like it. The formulas are very nice in this one. However, if you tend to more so stick to your neutral shades, stick to your natural everyday colors, then obviously this is not the palette for you, because every single look that you get from this palette is going to be colorful. Now, I do remember reading in Natasha Denona's like launch pictures that she created this palette because people have been asking her for a colorful palette, and man, did she deliver. This is color galore. So this palette is definitely approved from me, and do expect a 5 looks 1 palette with it, because I definitely want to get creative with this one and show you guys a ton of other different ways in which you can use it. I didn't even touch the orangey shades today. I have a lot more of a deep dive to do with this palette, but I wanted to get this first impression / 2 looks video up for you guys as soon as I could, in case you've been wondering and asking yourself whether or not the palette is worth it. So that was it from me. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for watching my video. You guys know that I love you all so much. Thank you so much for all of the support that you give me. Leave the video a thumbs up if you guys liked it. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. I do tons of palette videos, tons of looks with my palettes. Feel free to check out the rest of my content, and please subscribe so that you can see more of it in the future. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!